The industry, man, it's not the same. Doesn't have to do with talent, it's about playing the game. The industry, real niggas is dying to get in. The industry, just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry is trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going dress like this and talk with the bat. The industry, if you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down. It's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me? I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt. Test the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. The industry, wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. The industry don't give a fuck about you, but the industry couldn't make a dime without you.
I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes and sizes, literally African-American women. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left.
While you're waiting on your Boaz, I heard an old preacher say it like this: don't settle for any of his relatives. Y'all know what I'm talking about. His broke ass, po ass. You know what I'm saying. Don't settle for them. Cheap. Don't settle.
You want me to be honest? I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm fuming. I'm on fire. I'm mad because I care more about you than you care about me, and that's how it's always fucking gone. I'm tired of it. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm tired of feeling so much. I'm tired of being in my head. I hate it. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry.
Wasting our time on women who are selfish, who think about themselves. Tell us the truth!
I was just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes and sizes, literally African-American women. Like, a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like a simulation. Is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused, and I'm like low-key, like nervous, like for us. We're shit for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't. We know where they at. Bye.
There's something about that that's quite funny.
I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes and sizes, literally African-American women. I'm confused, and I'm like low-key, like nervous, like for us. We're shit for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men?
What do you think? Do you think you are the one?
Honestly, I don't know.
You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.
You know, and this is before the Council of Nicaea. This is for 523 AD BC. When religion was really first being born and created. And don't quote me on those dates, y'all. Look it up. BCE 520D or BCE, something like that. Y'all look it up. But this is when Pope Constantine and the Council of Nicaea had really formed Christianity, y'all. We're going back before then. Before then, before we heard of pastors, before we heard of, you know, what they call the Kohanim or priests, before we heard of people literally being in certain types of temples, helping facilitate people healings, you had these nomads where people will walk around and they still believed in demons, they believed in evil spirits, and they believed that you can catch a spirit, and if you caught this evil spirit, that it can have a detriment on your body, meaning that you can catch a certain type of spirit and it will deteriorate your cells, right? Now check out this terminology. So way back when, you know, 2,000 years ago, it was these people, civilizations of people, and they thought that by thinking wrong, and they thought that by, you know, getting into certain types of worships, that you can catch an evil entity. And when you caught this evil entity, that it will break down your cells and it will deteriorate your body, right? And if somebody came in contact with you and touched you, that evil entity or that evil spirit would jump off of you and jump onto the other person. And when that evil entity jump into that other person, it will have the same effect on their body, which will break down their cells. They will be delusional. It will make them actually sick in the head or sick in the mind. And when they get this illness, notice these words, when they get this illness, it will break down their body and break down their tissues. Well, it was a certain man that was chosen by God. If this man was chosen by God, he walked upright, and if he was righteous, he had the capability of coming in contact with you, and this spirit can try to jump on him, but it couldn't jump on him. So he couldn't get ill, he couldn't get sick, he couldn't get possessed. And he had the actual ability to actually rebuke that spirit up out of you and perform an exorcist to get rid of that spirit, and then you was made whole again. Did y'all hear what I just said?
What up, family? How's everybody doing today? Blessed, highly favored, and loved, right? What's the goal for the day, y'all? What's the goal every day? Man. And get somebody to smile and make sure you smile, y'all big fat. So check this out, right? You know, I come across, you know, friends and clients that's not at this understanding yet about how spirits work. And when I say what's spiritual is mental, I mean that. We should not still be having these conversations about how women are treating men and then how men are treating women when we're supposed to be at this understanding already. It's the devil that's within who you are. And that can go for a man or a woman. But if we're going to be talking about women, y'all emotional creatures. Therefore, the devil is already within you. It's within all of us, but for y'all to be more emotional, y'all the ones that really have to get to this understanding of who y'all are inside. So you don't get triggered by your emotions, because you will let that demon out of you, that devil. He lies in our emotions, y'all. This is why you got to stay in your Christ conscious. And there's too many people that's not at this understanding. They still talking about how women are treating men. Good guys finish last. That's always been a topic since I was born. Nothing changed. We still having the same conversations we've been having 20 years ago, 60 years ago. Because we're still not talking about spirits and how mentally it fucks you up. We have to get to this understanding, y'all. There's too many people that's talking about, especially women, they talking about money. Who controls the money? It's the devil. we need it to survive. But at the end of the day, do we really need it to actually survive, or is it because of the system? Understand to overstand what I'm saying, y'all. The system was created to fuck us up, to keep us separated, to keep the man from the woman, woman from the man. And this is what's still happening today. There's a lot more lesbianness going on around. Lesbianness.
No, you are so dumb. You are really dumb.
A lot of soft men, and that's because we was raised this way. If our parents wasn't taught none of this, how you think the outcome is going to become for you? The same. You're going to be in your emotions, which the devil lies, and he's going to control you. You have to test people's spirits, y'all. Behavior. It's all mental. They give off signs of having mental issues. All you got to do is be aware of these signs so you know how to move. It's just crazy because we still not at this understanding. We still dealing with relationships and we're arguing. We're wondering why the girls like the bad guys. If they're emotional creatures and they have that demon already in them that gives them that thrill, what do you think is controlling them?
I've been real successful at promoting black consciousness and Islam in their communities.
I'm so happy you mentioned black people. It seems as if we've been at the very top of your agenda for quite some time. Why is that?
Black people help me reach the masses. Now, as you know, I was over music in heaven. My beats were so dope, I got over a third of the angels to follow me. I needed artists and entertainers to help me promote my message here. Who better than black people? Black people possess all the natural rhythm and music ability that I need, and it's easy for me to influence them with money since so many of them grew up without it. Another reason I target black people is because they're strong mentally and physically. If black men would ever find their identity in Christ, I'd be in trouble. So I try my best to destroy the black family structure.
I might have to take my own advice because right now I am so frustrated by the fact that I can't see anything more with this guy I'm seeing. And he's a great guy. He's a great guy on paper, great guy in person. And I just don't understand why I don't see more with him. What made me want to see more with my exes? You know, it's so, I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but it's so frustrating. He's a great guy. He's such a good guy, and it's and then I don't see more with him. It's why? I don't understand. I don't understand what is wrong with me.
So when they deal with a bad guy, the demon that's within them likes that. Doesn't want them to be with a good guy because then they can't be possessed. You understand or overstand what I'm saying? It's spiritual, which is mental. And if y'all don't get this right, man, we never gonna get this at all. We're gonna keep falling short, y'all. I had a client, right? And he was a little upset with his father because he found out that his father had another child. And his father really ain't been like that in his life. And, and I asked him, I said, well, how's your relationship? And he was like, we talk, but, he tried to communicate with me before. And I said, what's wrong with that? Because you don't know what he was going through in his lifetime. And if he wasn't at this understanding like how we are today, how we supposed to be, knowing about spirits, then he's going to be lost. He'll be into drugs. He'll be in the streets because what's controlling him? His flesh. So again, if he's dealing with the mother, how's the mother?
I was a great father.
Hold on, no, we gotta unpack that.
I did the protecting, I did the guiding, and I didn't do the nourishing, the nurturing, the affirming. I didn't do that.
Now, the reason why I loved that Dr. Ayanna said this is because, you know, there are so many women who are operating, again, out of frustration, out of anger, and because the man is not in the situation in the way in which maybe they would have wanted him to be, or because they put themselves in these situations, let's be honest, knowing that that man was not going to be around, but they decided to have the baby anyway because they were having the baby for themselves because their body, their choice, you know, regardless of the situation. I think that it just exposed a lot of the dynamics that people actually and genuinely go through, and, you know, it opened up a conversation that we don't have all the time. Right? There's always conversations about deadbeat daddy. There's always conversations about how men ain't this and men ain't that. There's always conversations about, you know, the effect of fatherless, you know, kids being fatherless and fatherless children. But we never talk about that. Even though there are women who stay, and I want to say this, and I'm going to break it down because I don't want it to come off the wrong way. But we always talk about the fact that the women stayed and took care of their children. Again, their body, their choice. They chose to do this. But we never talk about the manner in which they chose to stay.
Emotional damage.
Right? And so the manner in which you choose to stay matters. If you are choosing to be a parent because you was trying to quote unquote trap this person, or you're choosing to be a parent because you don't believe in certain things, but at the same regard, the children are suffering.
This is why in our culture as black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
A lot of women fall short of this because y'all quick to argue with the man when the devil is already in you. And then if you're arguing and you're using this and you can't control self, that possession will bounce off into the man. And once that happens, that man's going to feed into his flesh. And he's going to do things that he shouldn't be doing or that he can't control himself. Because you still can't even control your mouth. So y'all got to get to this understanding. And the man is supposed to be on his purpose. Meaning, having children is just for the women to wake up and realize what's going on in this world and how we've been manipulated. So that way we don't procreate. We're not living in our purpose. The Most High is looking at us, y'all, and we are failing him.
I had a man today ask me if I was ready for a serious relationship. So to answer that, my aunt suggested this. To start to say, yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious for somebody to take care of my mortgage. I'm serious for someone to take me on vacation. I'm serious about meeting someone that wants to pay a car note and my insurance, that wants to pay my phone bill, my electricity, my internet, that wants to pay for me to get my hair, nails, and lashes done when I want to get them done. Seriously ready for somebody to put gas in my car every Sunday. I'm seriously ready for somebody that, wants to be a stepdaddy.
Hold on. I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I heard an old preacher say it like this. Don't settle for any of his relatives. Y'all know what I'm talking about. His broke ass. Po ass. You know what I'm saying. Don't settle for them. Cheap. Don't settle. Make sure he respect, yo. A-Z. Respect. A-Z. I just had to bring it up. I had to bring it up. Because some of y'all, you wouldn't pick him for your enemy. You wouldn't pick him for your children. You wouldn't pick him for your daughter, but you entertain it. Bitterness will make you settle.
Y'all gotta realize what that pastor is talking about. It's demonic. Ladies, it's demonic. Because he's feeding into your emotions. One, because of him being soft. You can tell by his posture, how he talks. And this is why y'all ladies give into it, because he's more on a feminine side than a masculine side. Therefore, you can tolerate what is being said. Two, he's talking about, a poor man or a man that doesn't have much. That doesn't make the man, that doesn't make his character. A lot of men fall short of this because of the spirit that they're in. They can't keep a good job because of the spirit that's within them. If they're around a bunch of evil people that have demonic spirits in them, they're not gonna last long. I said, y'all gotta see things on the spiritual side. That's how we're supposed to be watching through our third eye.
Yes, I believe I know what you are saying.
Ladies, you're supposed to be a helpmate to a man, a helpmeet. So if you have things accomplished for you, don't look at it in a selfish way. That's evil. You're supposed to share that with a man. Have him take over in a way, but that's how it's supposed to be. The man's supposed to rule over these things. Because a lot of women fall short because of their emotions, because they think they know everything. They lose their logic. That's why you gotta have a God-fearing man. You have to know what kind of man you're choosing. Not by looks, not by his appearance, not because of how much money he has or what job he has. A lot of people have good jobs because they have evil spirits in them. They can be possessed. A man that's righteous can't be possessed. Therefore, he won't last long at certain jobs because of certain spirits that's within those jobs.
So there was this group of women doing a study of the book of Malachi in the Old Testament. And they came upon the 3rd verse in chapter 3, and it puzzled them. It said, "He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver." And they wondered what this statement meant about the character and nature of God. So one of the women offered to investigate the process of refining silver and then get back to them at their next Bible study. So that week, the woman called up a silversmith and was like, "Hey, can I come watch you while you work?" And she didn't mention anything about why she wanted to do this other than her curiosity about the process of refining silver. So he agreed, and she went. And as she watched him, he held a piece of silver over the fire and let it heat up. He explained that in refining silver, one needed to hold the piece in the middle of the fire, where the flames were the hottest, as to burn all the impurities away. The woman thought about God holding us in such a hot spot. Then she thought again about the verse. He sits as a refiner and purifier of silver. So she asked the silversmith if it was true, if he had to sit there in front of the fire the entire time that the silver was being refined. He said yes, and he went on to explain that not only did he have to sit there, but he had to keep a very close eye on it, because if it was left a moment too long, then it would be damaged. The woman was silent for a moment, and then she asked, "How do you know when the silver is fully refined?" And he smiled and said, "That's easy, when I see my image in it."
People, the true way to heal, to get over things, to make a better life for yourself mentally, is working on your spirit, man. Fast. Stop doing the things that you're used to doing and try to walk in God's footsteps. That's the whole point of the message, is that we're not walking in God's image. And He is holding us in the fire to test us. And most people fall short because of their emotions. and they give into their flesh. That's why you can't leave a woman alone, because the devil would get to her emotionally.
I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm fuming. I'm on fire. I'm mad because I care more about you than you care about me, and that's how it's always f***ing gone. I'm tired of it. I'm mad.
Minute, what did you just say out of your God-given mouth?
What? See what I mean? That's fentanyl.
I'm angry. I'm tired of feeling so much. I'm tired of being in my head. I hate it. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. And no matter how much I try to let go of it and give it to God, it's still so heavy. I feel hopeless. I feel humiliated. I'm embarrassed. I'm confused. And I can't ask for help. I'm over it, bro. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Sick of this. I don't want to feel anymore. Feeling's what's supposed to make somebody a person. And I don't even want to feel anymore. I'm just done. I'm done.
It's the devil's playground, y'all. And it can go for a man as well. That's why you gotta keep healing yourself spiritually. So many people I come across that can't fast. They start working out and they stop. They get distracted. This is how the devil works to keep you possessed. Why would he want to let you go? What do you think about that? So you got to be strong mentally, which is spiritual.
You are running down.
I had a client, and she's like, I'm so weak. And I keep giving in. I said, you gotta realize it's no different than the crackhead. You go to rehab, you just can't be away from your addiction for a week. I said, you don't keep in contact with me. Why you think that is? The devil is always working, and he's going to keep you weak and possessed so you can keep giving into your flesh. If you're keeping in communication with someone else that has this spirit in them, they're going to suck the life right out of you. If you keep letting them, you keep inviting them in, you keep welcoming them in to your life. So I say, if you was to keep in contact with me, then that means I would be holding you accountable. I would be talking to your inner self, your spirit, that demon that's holding you, possessed.
You ladies ready for your final challenge? All right, ladies.
Let's go. Oh,
That's right, ladies. Today, you will be taking accountability.
So
Hell no. Okay, all right. That's why I draw the line. Y'all doing way too much, okay? You crazy? Who's taking action? I'ma head out, okay? Good luck, ladies.
And then there were two. Ladies, today's challenge, you will walk up to the table and take accountability. There's no time limit. The first person to do it takes home $100,000. Are you ladies ready? It's on you.
Let's go grab it, babe.
listening, you will work on getting that out of you, along with fasting, along with doing the righteous things. But we keep falling short of it, giving in to the devil.
I could tell my mama had a new boyfriend without her even saying one word. You could feel it in the house. She'd start cooking the good food. Music playing, cleaning up the house. She laughing, smiling, in a good mood. And as a kid, you don't understand relationships yet, but you understand energy. So I knew mama got somebody she liked, but I also knew when it was over or when things went bad. Get quiet around it. And angry, mad energy everywhere. Watching this pattern over and over growing up, the crazy part was who she treated good and who she treated bad. The men that came in to be stepdad, they had good jobs, you know, they wanted to help and they was good men. Those were the men that she ran into the ground. She made them pay bills, buy stuff, use them up, push them away, lie to them and play games on them. But the dudes from the street, the tough guys, the stiff dudes, them dudes she treated way better. When you grow up watching that, as a boy, it changes you. You start learning a lesson about the world. You start thinking being the good guy gets you used. So when I got older, I made a decision. I'm not about to be the nice guy. The crazy part is, when I tried to be the nice guy, I got treated the same way I watched those other nice guys get treated with my mom. And that's when I realized something. A lot of us don't grow up learning love. We grow up learning patterns. And if you do not recognize those patterns, you'll either repeat it or you'll spend your whole life reacting to it. That's why so many men change. Not because they were just born cold. It's because mama showed them what happened when they not.
The one thing about life y'all gotta realize is purpose. And so many of us is not living in purpose. It's not about your career and job, but so many people are holding on to emotions and it's stopping them from being in God's purpose. And that's what the video was trying to tell you. You know, God is putting us through fire. And he's testing us, watching us, to see if we're gonna be perfect in his image as the outcome of things along the journey. And so many people have failed. So many people turn to church thinking that they're serving God, but they're serving the devil. And y'all don't realize how church has you possessed because you can't open up your third eye. You can't see. Pastors is in there tickling your ears. It made total sense. So many of y'all being led astray because of your feelings. It's never been about your feelings. That's why I always test people's spirits. And it starts off with, do you even believe in polygyny? Or you believe in monogamy that we was taught? And so many women believe in monogamy because, again, we was taught this. And it keeps failing us because we're not living in our purpose. We're being selfish. Think about that. I had to talk with a young lady. And I asked her, I said, well, how come we not together? She goes, well, because you have a lady for one. And I'm like, well, that don't make no damn sense. You don't have a man, but you keep going on dates with men. And it tends to not work out. I said, so what would be the difference if I was to, or they was to sit there and lie to you? She said, well, eventually I find out. And I said, you don't see that's the problem? rather than having a man telling you up front what it is, you would rather find out later after you probably done slept with him, and then you're gonna leave him and then deal with another man? Y'all don't see how the devil works? Rather than dealing with a righteous man that's you're supposed to look at his fruit. Therefore, you're supposed to look at his woman and see how she is. See how the household is. No different than if a man was to have a child. You look at that child and see how that child is being raised. And that would tell you if you can have kids with that man, what your kids will be turning out like. Really think about that. So many women talk about, I don't want a man that got a child already. What you mean? It's no different than you saying, I don't want a man that has a woman already. What you mean? You supposed to tell by the fruit. As long as this man's not lying to none of y'all, the woman knows she's gonna invite you in. That's how it's supposed to be. Women are outnumbering men. What do you think that's for? We are supposed to be procreating with women. Y'all supposed to be a helpmeet to us. But y'all too damn selfish because you was raised by the damn devil. You look at your mother.
Look at the mama. The mama, 9 times out of 10, that's the root cause right there.
She wasn't at this understanding, but she taught you to be independent. And you don't see how selfish that is? That's crazy. Again, what are y'all in church for? When y'all want to sit there and go, I'm going to pick what I want out of the Bible to make it work for me and my emotions, my feelings. Really think about that. And you're being watched by your father. Again, we're always being tested, and so many people are failing because of their emotions. Because they're still not at this understanding that that's how the devil gets to you. How you feel is not important when you're not using your Christ conscience. It's not about Jesus. We was taught this. Jesus coming back is not Jesus coming back. It's your Christ conscience coming back to you.
Right. Now, something that I hear an awful lot that is factually incorrect is that there was no Jesus because the letter J had not yet been invented. The problem that you're not putting together in the puzzle is the fact that what you're saying doesn't start with a J in the first place, because as most things from olden times, it's a compound sentence. G is us. Is us. It's not Jesus. Jesus. G is us. G-S us. You get it? You're not saying J-E-S-U-S. That's Jesus. It's G is us. So let's take it every further. Notice when there's J-E-S, it's Jess. So it would be Jessus, right? Jessica, right? Jezebel, Jennifer. Any letter after there's Jesse, but that still doesn't give you the G sound. It's because G is a fucking letter. It's not a sound. What words do you know that start with J? That start off G. Okay, right. Now,
so you can wake up out of your spell, out of your possession. So that way this won't control you. But y'all still don't get it. Y'all still don't get it. That's crazy. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. It's how I feel. I turn the other way. I don't even bother no more. Because again, when you at this awakening, you see things more clear. You can avoid death. And I'm avoiding these women that have death in them. They full of dead man bones. And it's fucking sad. Because we're not living in our purpose. We're not living in God's image. And that's what's more important than anything. How you think you got here? Y'all gotta realize this, man. These people that's been on earth has always been against our Father. Therefore, they taught you wrong, and so many of y'all living that life. We're dying because we're not living in God's purpose. We're not living like the animal kingdom. Not wild, but again, using your logical sense. You see the man come into the woman's life, and if she already have cubs, they kill them off because they want to raise their own. They're not sitting there just sleeping with the woman and going to another whole family, and then that woman is like, oh, I don't want to be with him, and she goes to another man. No. He knocked her up, they have cubs. She raised them. He raised them. He might come across another one, knock her up and do the same thing. How you think you got here? By polygyny. It's never been about your emotions. And this is what they taught y'all ladies. They try to give y'all power. When y'all simply can't have that power. That's the whole point. You could look at Eve in so many different ways. It's all about lessons. Once she got power, she thought she was in control. Power overruled her. And so many of y'all trying to get these jobs and careers to where your power is up here and it's overruling you. So many of y'all think y'all better than what y'all are. And y'all not looking in the mirror. Because the devil don't want you to look in the mirror, baby. Y'all gotta realize this. This is why a lot of people don't like me. Because I bring that devil out of you. I have a client that's like, man, I'm so weak. I say, yeah, you are, because you don't keep in contact with me. Because you know I'm going to hold you accountable. And that devil that's still in you doesn't like that. Wants to keep you possessed. Again, I get it. It's very simple, but people make things so hard. I know why. Because they already possessed and they're not strong enough to get over it. And that's what it's about. I've always been tapped in here. Always. Never studied. I used this. What made sense? What God was showing me. Putting pieces together. That's life. You gotta put things together. That's why they gave you puzzles. Put it together and figure out the puzzle. So many people want to go the easy way out. And you don't learn nothing along the journey. Think about that. But with that being said, what's the goal for the day? Man. Old school right here, man. Oh, what's up? Hold on, you gotta get in here with me, man. Get in here with me, man. How you doing today? Get somebody to smile and make sure you smile, y'all big facts. I just tried to swing, right? And my thing got caught. I couldn't even bring my arm up. Why you think that is? Because he don't want me to give y'all this message. I'm telling you. Trying to wake y'all up. Love you. Peace.
You are about to lose a good masculine man because he does not perform in the way that social media has told you he should. Social media right now is training women to reject masculine men, and then they wonder why they keep ending up with soft ones. This is because women are watching the very emotionally expressive man on social media all day, thinking that their man should look like him, while her man that provides, protects, and also is loyal to her quietly sits next to her wondering why he's not good enough for her. A masculine man is often quiet, not passive, quiet. And that quietness is not weakness, it just means that he's emotionally regulated and is controlled. Masculinity expresses love through responsibility, not by being your circus monkey and performance, okay? Some of you women want a man that talks like a woman but leads like a man, and that combination just rarely, if ever, does exist. Because he might not say I love you and I worship you and you're the most amazing creature that's ever lived 10 times a day, but his actions will prove it by provision, protection, and giving you emotional and physical and financial stability. And let's not forget, social media rewards emotional performance, while real life rewards emotional stability. So let me just talk to the women who are slowly losing a good man because they want their man to look like the social media man. What if your man is wired like most masculine men? He solves problems, he carries stress silently, and he shows his love through responsibility, protection, presence, and loyalty. And what's truly sad and probably not acknowledged is that men who are quieter usually carry a lot more. He tends to fix problems that you never even knew existed. He handles stress without collapsing. He makes decisions when things get chaotic. He chooses to stay even when things are very, very hard. And he protects your peace even when he's battling with his own struggles. So be careful, ladies, because while you're looking for a man that gives emotional theater, you're going to miss the man who is secretly trying to build the best stable life